out here. Top of the day to you. Morning, Suzanne. Jacob, good morning, Christine. Or Chris, I'm sorry. Wipe my nose here a little bit. Anna Piazza, good morning. I'm kind of messed up through here, you know, and up in here. Well, not all the way up in here, just mainly right in here. Good morning, Carla. Bill, good morning. Michelle, good morning, sweetie. And all of our friends, that's right. Good morning to all our friends. Yeah, I coughed all night long. Good morning, Kay. Didn't sleep much. Morning, Ann, or Anna. Linda, good morning. Diane, Joanne, good morning. Vicky, good morning. Beautiful sunny Florida. I'm on my way. This weather here is, you know, good morning. I don't mind cold. I don't really care for it. You know, I like cool, but I don't like it when it's cold and wet. It just goes through you. You know, it just goes through you. And that's what we've got for the last several days. We're probably going to have it for the next couple of days. Good morning, folks. Good morning, Thomas, Kim. Good morning, Monica. I gotta get that name. Candy, good morning. Thank you. Judy, Jackie, Jessica, Shirley. All right. Peggy Coleman, good morning. Got a message from Dorothy last night. Dorothy told her lives in Missouri. She said it's 11 degrees there, snowing, and wind chill and all that kind of stuff. Oh Lord, you know but and I've got some messages this morning for people. It's like 14 and 12 and stuff like that. 0 in Pennsylvania. Balmy 72 somewhere. I didn't see where. -20 upstate New York. Santa Fe. Good morning, Santa Fe. 8 degrees in Flint. 11 degrees in Detroit. Y'all got to keep that stuff up there, guys. 18, West Virginia. Keep it. Don't send it down here. We do better without it. 20 in New Jersey. -2 somewhere. I didn't get 26 in Arkansas. 20 in Connecticut. It's just cold everywhere in it, except for Arizona and Florida. Maybe California. I was talking to uh, Ricardo, and it's been kind of off and on out there, a little bit cool and wet stuff going on. You know, they had a lot of rain here the other day out there, so it's too cold. Yes, it is. I got up this morning. She said, "You gonna try to have a live?" I said, "Yeah, I need to, baby." Folks worry about me if I don't go out there and, you know, at least say good morning. And I find I got a real sweet good morning message from Ronnie right off. Good morning. Then he called me the B word. I'm sure that stands for something nice. Uh, I don't know why I get messages like that from him. I'm always sweet to him. All right. Good morning, Bear. Jeff's doing good over there. That's awesome. I haven't been nowhere to see nobody, guys. I ain't felt like going to work, so uh, I'm sure Leshman will be back. I guess what day tomorrow, Sunday, somewhere like that. No, tomorrow, I guess, or today maybe. I don't know. Maybe they're already back. I don't know. Good morning there, Bear and Peggy and my boys, Lori. Good morning, sweetie. Penny, Lisa, uh, two Elises there. Kim Hamilton, good morning. B is for what? I didn't see that. What did you say, Kim? B stands for? Buddy? I don't think it said buddy. Mojo, good morning. Good morning to Mojo. All right. I didn't realize Wednesday. B is for brilliant. There you go, tell him. Ronnie, it stands for brilliant. Wednesday, we didn't pray for our little fur babies. We always do that. I pray for mine every day. I do around here. They don't have to be sick. I just ask the good Lord to take care of them, keep them all going well, you know. Now and then we have problems with, one or two or something, but it happens. But yeah, I'm bona fide. Thank you for telling him that. I'm bona fide, Ronnie. Yeah, I want all you guys, seriously, this is weekend's coming up. Hopefully you're off. And if it's cold or nasty where you at, you ain't got to get out, you know. I'm taking honey. I'm taking honey. All them old home remedies, I'm trying them. One of them's going to work. One of them's going to work. Talking to Steve. And, hey, yo. Talking to Steve and Susan. It was talking about no hot toddies my dad used to take. And my dad was not a drinker. But he always kept a little whiskey in the cupboard. Pantry, what you call it. And it's set up there for years. I gave him a fifth of whiskey one year. And I worked for the sheriff's department. Everybody wanted to give you whiskey. I didn't drink whiskey, but they'd give me whiskey. And somebody give me a jug of whiskey, I give somebody a drink whiskey. I didn't want it. But I got this jug of whiskey called Wild Turkey. And I went by my dad's one morning for biscuits. Oh, I had coffee and biscuits. And I said, hey, Dad, how you doing on your whiskey? He said, I got a little bit, I think, son. Why, you need something? I said, no, I got something for you. So I went to get that bottle of filth whiskey. Oh, he took that thing, he read everything on it, put it up the cabinet. It still sat in that cabinet when he passed away years later. Still full, never been opened. But he had it in case he needed it. But what he'd do, pour a little bit in a cup or something, put some honey and lemon juice if he had it in it, and heat it up. Heat it. And then he'd drink it and go straight to bed. And my mom said she would not sleep in there with him at night. He'd sweat like it's crazy. He'd be soaking wet from sweating. Next morning he'd feel good. So I guess it worked. Them old timers had them old remedies, you know. Yeah, Billy, where you at, son? These ladies want to hear you, Billy. You know, I know you got some tales to tell, Billy. I know you old state troopers. Y'all don't mind talking trash. Now you come on with it. Yeah. Billy retired from Georgia State Patrol, or where they call themselves over there. There he is. There he is. And state troopers. And they talk a lot of trash. I've worked with them. Well, not them. I was Texas state troopers. I worked with them. And they trash talkers. Not me. I had a lot of fun, guy. Yeah, Billy negative. No, Billy's not negative. He's called it, I don't know where the honey bun thing come from. That's a good name they have, honey buns. Anyway, I've tried these old home remedies, and I'll keep trying them until I find one that works. The both folks, like I say, they knew what works. They didn't have access to doctors and stuff. I've had my flu shot. I've had my RSV, whatever that was. And she said, I'm going to give you this RSV. I said, does it hurt? She said, no, it won't hurt. I said, go ahead. If it don't hurt, go ahead. He love her honey buns. I didn't say that. And somebody else said it. I'm being a perfect gentleman here. There is a sweetheart. Uh, but yesterday, just miserable, rainy off and on, cold, the wind blowing. This morning, at least the wind's not blowing. It's still damp out there. It's still cloudy and cold. To our cold, it's probably like, I didn't look to see, probably 38, 39, something like that, but just nasty. Uh, Whiskey and rum. It's called a hot toddy. Yeah, I hadn't tried the rum. I hadn't tried the whiskey yet. I got some. I've had an old partial bottle of old Crown Royal out there in my kitchen to cook with for years. I may have to try it. You say, what's wrong with PawPaw? Ah, I took some medicine, baby. No, I'm just taking. I think I'm taking nighttime, but just the coughing, and the stuffiness. Uh, yeah, I got mine too about a week or so ago. So they probably hadn't kicked in yet. They may have. Hope they have. Uh, Rum and Pepsi. Uh, all right, coffee clicks. My morning coffee clicks. Thank you. I guess that's good. I figure Ronnie will say something about I need to shave, but yeah, I look rough, but I feel rough, Ronnie. I feel rough. Good morning, Ricardo. Uh, Ricardo has these pet chickens, and the other day he sent me a picture. He was grilling some chicken. Oh man, no, is that Henry? That Henry on the grill? But it wasn't. It's some chicken he bought at the store. But don't let Henry see what you're doing. Now, because I'll tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story, true story about that. Uh, oh boy, fighting sinuses. I normally don't, but I am right now. But years ago, the kids wanted rabbits. They wanted, I may have told y'all before 2 or 3 times, I don't tell you again. They wanted rabbits. The kids always want rabbits. So I built cages, got them some rabbits, a couple of mamas and a daddy, buck and does. And they got bred and they had babies. Excuse me. And by that time, they'd done tired of rabbits. So they like to look at the little ones, the little bitty. And they are cute. They're cute as they can be. All rabbits are cute. But I had about 10 babies out there in the big cage, and I weaned them, and they're growing, and they're getting bigger. And what we're going to do with 10 rabbits? I said, well, I'm going to just have to, I still got 2 mamas and a daddy over here. Kids didn't care no more about rabbits. I said, I don't want to keep rabbits, so I'm going to butcher those. Yeah. So I went out, and they were so they just run to the door. And it's a sad story. Okay, if you don't like sad stories, turn the volume down. It's sad to me. And they run to the door and he's about pet them. I took one out and I said, I ain't gonna let them see what's gonna happen to this little guy. But I had to do something with him. I could have given him away, I guess, or that's what probably would happen to him too. So I take him and I go outside the barn around where I was going to do the work at with him, and I took care of him. When I went back in, and they didn't hear there was no sounds, nothing. And then when I went back in, every other guys would not come to that door for nothing. And I struggled to get them all done and put them in the freezer. I struggled. I'm serious. I did. And I come in the house. I says, no more. That's it. I get too old, too soft. I said, I'm gonna give those mamas and daddies away. We ain't doing no more rabbits. I can't do this. And I haven't done it since. Now that's not to say I wouldn't go hunting and bring home. But we don't have no rabbits in the woods anymore like we used to. Coyotes about cleaned us out. Now, as a boy growing up, we could go rabbit hunting every night if you sell them. a little store up here in Bound, and made a lot of spending money off rabbits. Take them girls out, rabbit money. You only have one Coke, sweetie. I only got one rabbit this week. Or you have to get a trunk. They get but one rabbit. Just enough for gas. Yeah, I don't do it no more. I've got too soft for that kind of stuff. If, you may not have noticed, but I don't know about women, but us guys, I think, most I've talked to, older we get, I don't say it's soft, but we lose that. We get where we don't really care to do all that kind of stuff no more, butcher stuff all the time. Now, a wild hog, I would, because he's tearing my place up out here, and he'd hurt my dogs if he could. But yeah, I could butcher one of them. But that's something else you got to think about too. Give you a little education here for you city folks. Hogs, wild hogs. If you get a young one, I don't mean a pig. I'm talking about a young one. Uh, boy or girl, if they're young, don't matter. And they're good eating. We used to hunt hogs. We never would take an old sow because probably she had pigs somewhere. And I told the boys about the same thing. If you trap an old sow, let her go. If she's going to have pigs somewhere. You don't want little pigs to starve, wherever they may be. And an old boar, you can't eat him. I know you can't take Ronnie out nowhere. I wouldn't want to be seen in public with him. An old boar, you can't eat him. There's all that old testosterone or whatever running through his veins and the meat stink. And Rob, my son-in-law, went trapping one time, and he trapped his hog. And he come back so excited. I got a hog. And I told him the same thing. I said, Rob, look at it good. If it's an old boar, you're not going to be able to eat it. Let him go. What are you going to do? You can't eat him. If it's an old sow, I said, you need to let her go. She may have pigs. And I'm not a movie star, boys. Y'all get off that. So anyway, I said, then the young hogs is good. They'll be good eating. So he takes off back down there, and a little while later, here he comes, pulling his hog behind him. It's a big hog. He's on his four-wheeler, driving real slow, had a rope tied, and pulling up the barn. You can smell that hog before you got here. And I told him, I said, that's a boar hog. He done killed a boar hog. Got out there in the barn, he gonna butcher us, Rob. He ain't gonna be no good to eat, but oh yeah, I eat all the skin off of it. He be good. He does all the stuff he's supposed to do, washed him down, all that stuff, skinned him out, washed him down more. He just kept washing him. Cut him up pieces, kept washing him. Wrapped him up, took him home, put him in his freezer. He still smelled. Tina comes home, walks the door, and says, what is that horrible smell? Get that out of my house. He had to take it. He gave it away to people he worked with. Yeah, they liked it, I guess. Yeah, yucky. That's what I'm thinking. But anyway, that's my stories. Good morning there, Deborah. What is the order of Kim and Lester, Dan, and Tina? Okay, it's Kim was first, then Lester, then Tina, and then Dan. Okay. Uh, Kim was born in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, when I was in the Marines. Uh, I don't know if it's the right kid they give me. They give me one. There's about nine of them born before midnight. And it was like an assembly line. We didn't get there about 9 o'clock, and by midnight there was 9 kids born. But things are different back in those days. They ladies fixing to have babies, they put them on these dollies, I guess you call them, little roller around beds, and they had them out in the hallways with sheets stowed over. I'm not trying to embarrass nobody. And a nurse would come by now and then, right? She goes, "Okay, this one's ready." They roll her in the assembly line. Anyway, before midnight, Kim was born. They come and say, "You got a little girl." That's great. Now I don't know. Sometimes the way she acts, I don't know if she's mad or not. I'm thinking they switch kids. Kim Kim has done so much in this house. She comes almost every day. When Levi was sick, naturally, she couldn't come, and and she gets tired. She worked on that ceiling fans, two of them yesterday, and when she got through, her shoulders was just hanging, just. Well, I bought her dinner. What else could she want? Good Chinese. But no, she said, "I'm not going to come back and work tomorrow," which is today. She said, "I may come back and visit, but I'm not working today." "You ain't got to work, sweetie." So here's where we're at in our house. I think our drain will be hooked up. Yes, she is a blessing. Thank you, Terry. She really is. Our drain will get hooked up this weekend. And then basically the kitchen is done except the baseboard underneath the cabinets next to the floor. And that's probably about a 30-minute job. We'd stain them or paint them, everything before we put them on there. And just put them on there. Hour at the most. It's just that one across that one plate. All the other trim and that brings done. Then after that, it's just doing the door trims around all the doors, and we got it on the inside. It'll be done, and then my job is start on the outside, cleaning up all the stuff we didn't use, putting it back, stuff we don't need, putting it away. I got plumbing pipe laid out everywhere. It looks like our construction site, but you don't know what we're going to need before we put it away. So I'm going to go put it up. Dan's a good helper. All of them are good helpers. Tina's worked. Buddy and Steph, Dan, Lou, Kim, gosh, all of them. And those that couldn't work helped out financially. Lester and Jamie helped out a ton financially because they way off up there and it's not just easy just to run by and do something when they got two places up there to take care of. So everybody's pitched in. Bree, and I always miss somebody when I start talking about people come over and work and stuff, but they've all been, they've all worked. Uh, Good morning there. Good morning, Alexis. Uh, Connie, how you doing today? Atari, are you here? Did I see Atari come by? I didn't worry about Atari. Uh, Roddy has called me and said, "Have you seen Atari? You seen Atari?" I can't try to check on Atari. Uh, well, who knows? Kim might live here one day. You never ever know. Uh, I doubt it. Kim loves where she's at. Kim wouldn't trade her place for nothing. And I think one of the more special things about okay, good morning, Atari. Special things of that place down there is that's where all us kids were raised. And my mom had that old place, my dad and Kim just feels a connection. Plus, you got all that land, ground acres around her. It's all places they had gardens and they raised their milk cow and just like Kim's doing, and their chickens just like Kim's doing, almost in the same place, same part of the pasture. So yeah, I think Kim would never want to leave that place. Someone sent me this coat, and I can't go. I had to go back and look see who it was. But actually, It's got a hood. Goes, I hardly ever wear the hood. I'm not a hoodie person, but it has a hood if you want to wear it. But it's lightweight, but it's warm, and it's very warm. And I put it on, take off, but it was sent to me with some good folks out there, and I can't remember who it was now. I have to go back and look. But yeah, I like it too. Uh, anyway, it may have been Dot. I don't know. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something about gifts and goodies. Okay, listen here. I'm gonna do gifts and goodies today. There's many. We've got a ton of stuff, and I may not do it all in one day because it would take an hour or so, and nobody wants to watch an hour or so of it. And I know that because after so many minutes, YouTube will tell me, "Hey, they tired of you. They tired of watching you." Uh, but no, we're going. But I will do some of them. But I got Dorothy is just one of the persons that sent stuff. But listen, she sent 6 or 7 boxes. She had 6 or 7 boxes of stuff for me and a box or so for Kim. And she was going to bring them to the meet and greet. Okay. Last minute, they couldn't come. So she said, well, then I'll just have to ship them. Well, she found out Jamie was in Illinois visiting her son and grandbaby. And so she called. It was only like 3 hours from where she lived. 3 hours, a long drive. 3 hours from where she lived. She said, could ask Jamie, could she bring them there? And Jamie bring them home. She said, yeah, it'd be great. So she did. And Thanksgiving Day, Lester and them brought them and dropped them off over here. I'm going to go through some of those. And now listen, we had a lady or gentleman or both. There were some packages out here a few days ago. Didn't have nobody's name on it. It said K Crisp or P Crisp, one or the other. So I go down. There's no Crisp lives here. So I go down, but it had this address. So I go down. Steph says, Steph, you know anybody named Crisp live around here? She said, no, I don't know. I said, well, if somebody named Crisp comes by looking for gifts or packages, they're at the house. Later that day, I got another package. PawPaw Mara out the side, K Crisp or P Crisp, whichever one. Okay. Now then it explained to me then, Crisp is a person that bought the stuff and sent it. Because we've told people before, sometimes Amazon and then people don't say who you are, or they'll put a card in there, and we don't know where it come from, so just put your name out beside the address or somewhere beside my name. So then I realized, okay, that stuff does go to me. So, sorry. So yeah, we're gonna open some of those too. You'd watch me read the dictionary? Yeah, I love that. You hear that, Ronnie? That's a special person there. All right. Good morning, Peg Irvin. Y'all don't need to be giving a good morning there. Mary's such a hard time, guys. Y'all, she's too sweet to be led astray like y'all trying to do her. Connie says if it's an hour, so what? Well, Connie, I appreciate that, but I may spread them out over a couple of different days, okay? That might be easier on me too, because some of them I'm going to have to open inside my little shed where them little cats are. Them little cats going to be all over me. The cat's going to be all over me trying to open stuff. And some are out here at my kitchen. So uh, we're doing both different places. Overnight, Hatari had snow overnight. I bet it is beautiful. Snow is beautiful. I think Dan went to Amarillo, sent some pictures back, snow up there. Uh, he's been gone all week. In the old days, you take a flu shot, I'd get fever that very day. And so I stopped taking them because I didn't like that feeling, getting fever. Never got congestion, just fever. So I told my doctor one day, he said, well, you need to get your flu shot. I said, no, I ain't going to take one. I get fever today. He said, well, that's the old shots. They've improved. And I haven't got fever since. So I've been taking them every year. This is just a cold that I picked up. It's this weather, I guess. It's cold, hot, rainy, cold, best back and forth. Uh, Shot in Ohio is at Zion Creek. It's a pretty name, Zion Creek. Lots of Ohio people here. Yeah, I love that. I got lots of books, several books about the old days in the Ohio Valley. The Native Americans and stuff up there being pushed out by the settlers and stuff, and all the wars they had and the battles they had. And I had some ancestors that fought in some of the battles up there. Uh, uh, what Point Comfort, something like that. Had a couple. In fact, I had a great, great, maybe great great grandpa fought there. Uh, yeah, and lots of fighting went on in the Ohio Valley when they started moving into trying to settle that part of the world, the country. Lots of fight. Uh, Born in West Virginia. I'm not going to Bourbon Street with you two. I've been to Bourbon Street. I sure ain't gonna go with Ronnie and Cuz. uh, uh, Freezing in Ohio. I bet so. I bet so. All right, listen, guys. On a serious note here, uh, let's go over our prayer list. And my sister has kind of had uh, kind of got bad again. So back in the hospital. So we're going to keep her in our prayers too, okay? And my oldest brother lives up in Washington State. He's 90 years old. Always been a picture of health. Seriously. Uh, Almost got killed by one of his cows up there on his place, but he recovered from all that. But I called the other day to talk to him about. I try to talk to him every couple of weeks or so if I can. And if I don't call him, he calls me. I let him know about my sister. And his wife answers the phone. And she said he had failed. Uh, and that's something I always worry about. My pepper plant's doing good, William. They're doing good, buddy, so far. Uh, he had tripped coming through the house doing something. Got up out of his chair and tripped on something by his chair, whatever, and fell. And he's a big guy. He weighs 200, and I think she said 240 pounds, 6'4", I think. Big guy. And she's only like 115 pounds. And she said she couldn't get him up. He wasn't hurt, just fell. But she couldn't get him up. So she had to call the neighbor to come, and the neighbor and his son come over and got him up. And she said he's fine, but she said it scared him. And I hate tripping. I have tripped a couple of times. As you get older, you young folks don't know this yet. You lose that ability to catch yourself. In other words, your reflexes are slower. Not by mine, like a trap. But no, your reflexes get slower, and you trip. It's just you're going down, and you go down hard. And I have tripped a couple of times, and fail. And thank God I ain't been hurt. But your reflexes are slower. And but anyway, he did. So His name is Bob. So keep Bob in our prayer too, okay? Okay, so let's start off here. We've got Charles and Dorothy and Ronnie. And Ronnie's doing good. He's doing good. I believe in prayer. And the doctor told Ronnie from here down, it's okay. Take that for what however you want to take it. And there's Vera, and she's doing good. Praise God for that. And Carol and Rebecca and Ray. Ray's doing good. I know Ray's lonesome, and that's going to be understandable. Thank you there, Connie. And Marcia, Cynthia, and Susan, Tammy, and Karen, and Jackie. Peggy Coleman needs our prayers too. Her knees are so sore. And Peggy, cold weather makes them worse, don't it? It does. Y'all hold on to the birthdays. I get through this list. Okay, we're going to do birthday. There's Peggy. Then there's Jackie, Christine, and Debbie, Alexis, Janet, and Michelle, Tanya, Doris, and Cherry, Megan, and Jerry, and Gabe, Molly, and Becky, Jennifer, and Ben, and Cheryl needs prayer. Okay, Cheryl, we got you. Good morning, Crystal. David, Amy, and Wendy, Bill, Connie, and Jason, Dave, Cookie, and Jacob, Joy, Brenda, and Brian, Laurie, Connie, and Frank, my sister, her name's Margaret, and my brother Bob, Purse World, Virginia, Shirley, and Sheila, and Derek. And we'll put Cheryl on here too, and Becky and Peggy. Okay, hang on. We got quite a list, but that's okay. It don't matter. Now, our animals. Okay. Thank you, Roberta. Thank you. Appreciate that. We've got Ellie and Max and Cooper, Bubba and Buster and Lacey, Brownie, Daisy, Rosie, and Haley. Okay. And I repeat again, I always believe in praying for our animals. So you guys pray for Ivan and Buster, both when they were in need. Both of them recovered and got well. One of them's a sweet boy, and the other's an ass. Take a pick. All right. All right, now look here. Any birthdays? Thank you, Betsy Lou. Prayer for all of them. Stephanie and her family. Okay? All right, Steph. I should have been a doctor the way I write. I'd write Ronnie a prescription this morning. Castor oil. X-Lax. Straighten him out. Okay. Any birthdays? I didn't see that name. Zion Creek has the best goat milk. Yeah. Soap. Okay. I got soap. Lynn, tomorrow. Okay, Lynn. Hang on. Get your band-aids ready, Lynn. I fixed to get with this new voice I got. I may start singing and lose it, but we're gonna do it. All right, Horsey Gal. What now? We gotta have a name. Horsey Gal. Horsey Gal, give me a name. Susie, the little animal needs a little Dotson needs a prayer. We'll put her on there too. Happy birthday, Horsey. Horsey Gal, we can do that. I just thought it'd be nice to have a name, Horsey Gal, but that's okay. We didn't got it. All right. Now, what was the little dog's name? How did he get that wrote down? People are already biting themselves already. Right. Ronnie grabbed his Cheeto bag. Uh, I didn't see when who it was that turned 98. Hey, for sure. Dot. Dot has a birthday. Hang on. Uh, Opie. Opie was a little pet. Okay. And there was a little dog too. I didn't see that. The name of it. Was it Susie? Judy? All right, Judy. Susie Q. Okay. All right. Yeah, Steph and Bud had to put their cat down. They raised that cat for years and had to have it put to sleep. Uh, they've been very sad about that. You know, these animals, guys, you folks that have these pets, they get to be like family. Yeah, they do. They're like part of the family. All right, let's fix to do the birthdays here. Uh, get the sniffles out of the way. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Uh, Birthdays are Lynn, Dot, Horsey Gal, and Judy. Okay. All right, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Lynn, Dot, and Judy. Horsey Gal, separate. Happy birthday to you. I couldn't get all that in because I'd lose my breath here. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Horsey Gal and Sweet Jimmy. Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. Now the reason I put Jimmy in there, Ronnie said I've sang to Jimmy about 4 times. Well, I may have, but I did today on purpose because Ronnie said, make sure you sing to Jimmy. So I did it to make Ronnie happy. Yeah, cha cha cha. Uh, yeah, when you have to, uh, having one put to sleep is the hardest thing in the world. If they die of natural causes out there, it's one thing. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, Heidi got to the point that she was suffering to get a breath, and it broke my heart. And I had to make that decision. And it's probably one of the hardest decisions I ever made, seriously. And and I remember it like it was yesterday. It was the day I built that like barn door over and over that closet. That's what I was working on. And she was out there with me, laying on the sidewalk, and she just suffered. And I'd sit and pet on her, love on her. The night before, she was too weak to get up on the bed, up on the couch, so I slept on the floor beside her. And then her nose started bleeding, and it was horrible. But I called Bree. I said, Bree, I need help. And Bree come and brush over. I said, would you call? I can't watch this no more. And I cried like a baby all the way down there, all the way home. But I think she knew what I was doing for her. But it's hard. I know Bud and probably went through the same thing with that little cat. The little cats, they're special too. But I visit with Heidi every day, so you know. Buster is the closest thing to her that I could probably have. He's not her. He's not her, but he's probably the closest thing I could get to her. I think her her spirit has connected to his, and she probably give up on Woody. Woody wanted to sleep too much. She said, come on, Woody, you got to help PawPaw. Wait, my nap time. My nap time. She cried, I get Buster to do it. But Buster, he's he don't leave my side. I walk in the goat pen, he goes in. I walk out, he's right in my feet. I go to bed, he goes to bed. I get my chair, he gets my chair, or up here. Uh, I go to the shower, he lays by the door. Or go in the shower, lay on the floor. Everywhere I go, he don't leave me. And Woody's about the same way, except if Woody's asleep, it's different. If Bigfoot comes along, Woody's asleep, he ain't gonna know nothing about it. Bigfoot packed PawPaw off. All right. Yeah, they did. They worked with that little cat. They tried all they could do with that little cat, and just it comes to a point. You see you're spinning your wheels, and your little animal is suffering more than necessary, basically for your feelings. And I would love for Heidi to recover, and if I'd had any hope, you know, that I would have. But I think she's guided him too. Thank you. I think she does too. The Heidi was big enough to kind of back up best she could when she got angry or something. When Buster gets angry, like that coyote, you want to jump on that coyote. I don't think it's right, Buster. Yesterday, going down the road, he's went to the feed store. He sees a pit bull across the road. Oh, he wants out. No, I said, Buster, you don't want to tangle with him. You don't want to get out and tangle with that dude. Uh, all right, Deborah. I didn't get to see what happened with Deborah. Anyway, guys, I'm hoping everybody has a good weekend. And I know you guys are burning a cold, snow, wet, whatever's going on. It's going to be tough. Yes, Peggy, I agree. I agree. Uh, Praying for Wild Bill. Yep. Good morning there. Good morning, Vicky. Carla K, lots of questions, not no answers. I don't know. I can't read all the questions. Well, I got an answer for them. 8 degrees where you are in Michigan. That's cold, Vera. Uh, you know, I've told him before this morning I talked to Thomas, and he said it's 16 there and he's fixing to go shopping. Well, it gets 16 here. We don't come out. We got chores at the barn. We may run do that. That's going to be it. We're going to hang up with that wood heater, keep that wood going. You're welcome, Lynn. My pleasure. My pleasure, sweetie. But I don't know how you guys deal with it up there. I don't, and Karen send pictures sometime of where she lived. Oh my Lord, snow deep as the cars. You know. All right, you got some sick rescue cats that need prayers. Praying for all these little animals, it needs. And in the cold, a lot of little animals, especially little stray animals out there, got dumped or don't have a home. It's wintertime. And see these commercials on TV, little dogs out there, and some of them are tied up out in the snow and stuff, and they're shivering all over. It's sad. So keep all them little animals in our prayers. They'll be rescued, from that kind of conditions. 16 in Burton, Michigan. It feels like 4. Oh no. Oh no. Roddy and I was talking, and I think 83. Yeah, way back in 83. It got so cold here that ponds and water lines, everything froze up. It got down to the teens and stayed there. I don't know. I will keep the kitties, Deborah. I don't know what Jamie's plans are. I think G says, yeah, she's just leaving them with us, and that's awesome if she does. Uh, I like all little kitties. That little light color one, G kind of fell in love with it too. She said, oh, this could be a house kitty. Well, we'll see. Thank you, Ricardo. Appreciate that. Uh, oh, Vera, please don't tell him he's a sweetheart. He let a big head. And that's the part the doctor said needs help. Uh, yeah, Dobies are a special breed of dogs. Well, yeah, all our dogs are special to us. Uh, it don't matter. I shirt here this morning uh, is a Shih Tzu. I don't have a picture of Buster on my shirt. Oh, let's get a picture made for Buster. Put on a shirt. Uh, but I'm gonna try to get the picture I had up there at the uh, meet and greet. The one that Jimmy painted, the portrait that he painted, put onto a shirt. That'd be cute, I think. Me and all my crew. Yeah. Uh, Ricardo's packing his bag. I know where he going. He going south, I guess. My old buddy, I took care of his animals for him. Uh, he fed a lot of round hay, but he also would buy square hay in the winter. And out there in his barn, he had 2 big German Shepherd type dogs, crossbreeds, big dogs, outside dogs. And out there in his barn, he would build a shelter, like a little house out of hay bales, had a top on it and everything. And it was like this opening going in there. You talk about warm. See that hay will hold heat. Uh, Even hay sitting outside, you get your head in between them, it'd be warm. And he would build a shelter out of square hay, like several bales around and high, and put a top on it. Piece of plywood with more hay on top of that so it wouldn't cave in. And his dogs, they loved it. Drive up there to feed up, here they come. Now that kind of like an igloo, looked like, but it's made out of hay. Now I got the sniffles here. All right, here we go. Newfoundland, your next dog. Great Pyrenees. Awesome dogs out there, guys. It's hard to say. Like I don't think we can say one breed is better. It's what we like or what we prefer. I'd never had a Doberman before I got hacked, but when we were looking to get a big dog, we was reading about all these different traits. The Rottweilers are awesome dogs, but I had a friend that had a Rottweiler, beautiful dog, and I'm not talking about bad about them, but she this particular dog slobbered a lot. Slobbered. And she's a house dog. He'd be petting her, she just drew. So G said, what about a Rottweiler? No, I don't want a Rottweiler. So we read about, and it's a good traits to them. So then we read about different ones, and this one was shed, that one was shed, and Heidi didn't shed. She would shed, but not like crazy. And we talked about, Doberman. I said, yeah, let's try to find us a Doberman. And we did. We found one, and she become our special dog her whole life. So now Buster, with that teacup, Buster the teacup. Uh, so anyway, uh, yeah, I loved Heidi too. I love Heidi. And I sometimes go out and sit out there where she's at, coffee, summertime, a cold drink, and sit there and chat with her a little bit. Heidi got parvo. Story about that real quick before we close. When we bought Heidi, uh, supposedly had her shots, all shots, because she was like 12 weeks old or 14 weeks, something like that. But we got home, she developed, she got sick like in a day or two, so it was already in her, it's already in her, and I mean sick. So I take her and I go to the vet, and they test her, she got parvo, so we're supposed to have her. I said, well, sometimes these breeders tell you that, and they didn't. And sometimes they've given them shots were old or bad or whatever, and it didn't take. But she got parvo, and probably won't make it. Most dogs don't make it, and the only chance you have, I'm listening. What chance? What's the chance? Is to give her IVs every 4 hours. Well, I'd never give a dog an IV in my life. You know. I said, well, you show me how to do it. Yeah. So they went and got this bag of solution. I couldn't tell you what it is, and got a long tube on with a little valve on it and a long needle. She said, you put this needle in her back, and she did. She put it in her back, underneath the skin in her back, and I held her. And she said, you let it drip down so far, I've forgotten how. But anyway, there's lines down to this next line, and you cut the valve off, pull the needle out, sterilize it, put a cover over it. 4 hours later, you got to do that again, and it would leave us fluid. Because they said, what happens, they have diarrhea, they won't eat, they won't drink, and they dry up on the inside. They're just, the organs shut down because there's nothing going to them. And if she makes it, a week, she'll be okay because it's keeping the organs going in it, and the parvo would finally die out. But usually it kills the dog first. So I brought her home with, I think, 2 bags of that stuff. And on my house over on that long wall, I put a screw in the wall and hooked that bag on it. They should keep it at room temperature. Rolled my cord up on it, and I put down newspaper in the bathroom, and we kept her in the bathroom in case there was an accident. I kept fresh canned dog food in front of her. She wouldn't eat it, but I kept it every morning. I changed it. And a fresh bowl of water. Wasn't great, but it was there. Made her a bed in there. Newspaper down in case there was an accident. But she'd done dehydrating, so there wasn't really nothing to have. She wasn't going to pee or poop or anything else. There was nothing in her. Being safe, though. And every 4 hours, I slept in that chair. Every 4 hours, I'd get up, I'd go in there, and I'd get her. Put her in my lap, take that needle, wipe it off iodine, put it in her back, turn the little valve on, and watch it. Every 4 hours. It'd come out with that stuff would make her cold, and she'd shiver, and I'd have a blanket on her, and I'd sit there and hold her till she got warm. That stuff got body temperature, and she'd get warm again. And I'd take her back, put her in the bathroom, and get back in my chair. Thankfully, it's summertime, so I didn't have to worry about school the next day. And I did that. And I believe like on the 5th day, 6th day, something like that, I go into the bathroom to get her, and she's drinking water. You know, And I went and got her fresh dog food, and she'd eat a bite or two. And she got better and better and better. I kept her on the IVs anyway. And I called a vet that day or the next day and said she's starting to eat and drink, so she'll be okay. Then just go ahead and finish your IVs. Go ahead and finish them. And until she is eating and drinking everything she should, then you stop it. But I was almost through anyway with my bags. But yeah, she made it, and I think that caused a closer connection with her and I. You know, I think she realized that's what I was doing for her. All right, guys, we've been here an hour. Sorry, Elizabeth, you never heard that story. That's a true story. That's how Heidi and I connected, I think. But she loved G too. She loved G. She'd come up to G and say us real quick, or maybe you don't want to sit in her chair, and she'd lay her head sideways. So you and just lay your hand and just stand there and just look at you. Sweet dog, sweet dog. I gotta go. Uh, yeah, I appreciate you guys being here with me this morning. I hope I didn't mess you up. Hope you don't catch this. You pray for me too if you like. Uh, keep these folks in your prayer and all of our animals, guys. And stay warm as you can. And don't get out in that stuff and get sick. And we'll be talking to y'all again. I'm going to do some gifts and goodies today. Get out for you tomorrow. And I'll see you back tomorrow morning on that video. Live come Monday. And you folks are new. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 o'clock, Plum Grove time, East Texas. You're welcome to come and join in. Let us know who you are, where you're from, if you're new, and you'll make some friends here to last you a lifetime. Okay? I love y'all. Y'all take care.